Risk management, a term that you hear a lot. But what is it exactly? Risk management is all about dealing with uncertainty, dealing with things that may not happen. Sometimes it's dealing with things that you didn't even expect would happen, things you didn't even think about. Think about our contingency reserves versus our management reserves, right? Contingency reserves refers to money you need for risks you've identified. Management reserves refers to money you need for things you didn't even know could happen, the unknown unknowns. So we start with a quote when it comes to risk management here. This is a quote by Warren Buffett. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. What this quote is trying to say is that as a project manager, it is absolutely crucial, a crucial piece of your project management plan, to sit down with your team and identify the potential risks of the project. The more risks you identify, the better prepared you are. And why is that? Because as you identify risks, you identify response strategies. If risk A happens, I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend this much. This person is going to be the owner of that risk. This is what's going to happen. You become better prepared. In project management, what you're trying to do is reduce the unexpected events. Unexpected events can happen anytime, right? They're unexpected. But you're trying to reduce the chance of them happening. Project managers who don't focus on risk management, who identify maybe one or two risks, get a lot more of unexpected events happening on their projects, which is really ineffective and really a resource drain. So you need to make sure that you spend a considerable amount of time identifying risks, potential risks on your project. Now, let's talk about risk utility here. And it differs from person to person, organization to organization, project manager to project manager. 3 different types of risk utility. Risk averse. This is the person who typically avoids risk. I don't get any satisfaction out of pursuing risk. I don't care about it. I want to stay on the safe side. Remember, this could apply to a person or an organization as a whole. Think back to when we talked about culture, right? What's the culture of the organization? This falls into there as well. Is the organization typically risk averse? Do they not take risks? Because you'll find that project managers in that organization follow that same trend. Risk neutral is someone who sits somewhere in the middle. I like to find a balance between a good payoff and not taking risks that are too extreme, somewhere in the middle. And finally, risk seeking. These are people who actively look for risks. They are always after a higher potential payoff. I know this risk is high, but if I take it, we could make $1 million doing this. Risk averse, neutral, and seeking. Those are the 3 types of risk utility, and they apply from person to organization, right? And people typically follow what their organizations follow because it becomes built into the norms, the culture of the organization. Okay, we'll stop it here. I'll see you on the next one.